Most of us want to avoid the issue of power. After all, Machiavelli said, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. But what could a leader possibly accomplish without some sense of power, particularly the ability to influence others? How much influence a leader has starts with how effectively a leader uses their own energies and personal power. Here's the formula for personal power that also takes away the Machiavelli sting. Personal power equals aligned intellectual, emotional, and physical energy divided by internal resistance. In this video, we will develop an understanding of each part of the formula for very practical use. Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Broom, CEO of the Center for Human Systems. I've supported leaders and executives and teams to success for over 45 years now. Welcome to my videos. We use the biochemical energy of life in three primary ways: intellectual energy, emotional energy, and physical energy. Intellectual energy we use to gather data, to analyze that data, and to make decisions. For example, a client who was head of an IT department was struggling in part because he was struggling to set up a new cloud transition while interviewing a host of people to run his security department and to make his new wife happy. Unfortunately, we are really not very good at multitasking. We do much better deciding to do one thing at a time rather than being mediocre at several tasks. I coached this client to have pointed conversations with his boss and his wife about their priorities and to get a good handle on his own priorities. From there, he was able to refocus himself by selecting priorities for selected periods of time where he would excel. Intellectual energy is the seat of rationality. However, its effectiveness is dependent upon the soundness and currency of the data we've got and the accuracy of our analysis. Emotional energy is the energy of motivation. If we care enough about something, we will do something. We will follow through. Emotions are our vehicle of motivation. Without the energy of our emotions, we don't follow through on our intellectual decisions. The number 2 person at a major museum was in trouble. From my work with her and her people, I discovered she was virtually ignoring her curation department because the bulk of her emotions were focused on being upset and angry that she did not get the number 1 position. Through coaching, she was able to make peace with not getting the position she wanted so much. With that, she was able to regain her enthusiasm for running her curating department. It was also useful to understand that each emotion has a goal of its own, which can conflict with our rationally selected goals. Physical energy is action. At its most basic, it is the action of breathing and the pumping of our hearts. Without it, we are simply dead. It's also the energy of whatever physical action that is the doingness of moving toward the goals we care about. Persuading, challenging, coaching, inspiring are just a few of the myriad actions requiring physical energy that leaders use to accomplish their goals. Unfortunately, there are many ways that leaders disable their physical energy. Poor eating, exercising, and sleeping habits lowers our available physical energy. I've also encountered too many leaders who have not taken care of themselves physically, and it would show in their performance. Illness and the physically disabling effects of addiction also disable our physical energy. Let's put it all together. When well-considered goals and strategies selected by our intellectual energy are driven by the passion of our emotional energy, we put our healthy physical energy to compelling and effective action. We are at our most powerful then because of the bottom part of our equation, resistance. The resistance that lowers our personal power is always internal. We are resisting ourselves via internal conflicts, conflicting goals, the shoulds and oughts we've been taught, self-doubts, counterproductive automatic behaviors are all sources of resistance that diminish our personal power. For each of the clients I talked about, my coaching them helped reduce the internal resistance that was dramatically diminishing their personal power and subsequent effectiveness. In summary, the more we intentionally and carefully select goals that we deeply care about, the more we will physically move to accomplish those goals, particularly if done with patience, persistence, and passion. By aligning our intellectual, emotional, and physical energies, we can optimize our ability to achieve our goals relative to how much we have minimized the myriads of our internal resistances. We can be our own worst enemy. We now understand the dynamics of our personal power. In our next videos, we will explore how we can use that power to improve our ability to influence those we wish to follow our direction. See you then.